They've won Tonys and Oscars and Emmys and Grammys. There's no red carpet because they're home in their jammies. From Melrose Place to Broadway to Janeway and her crew. Let Seth and James bring all the stars to you.
Anywho.
They're entertaining everyone, so who's gonna grouse? Just sit right back and you'll hear some tales on Stars in the House.
I don't know why. Try that my sassy pose.
What was your sassy pose?
Just on the phone.
No,
I
go
just
ahead,
love
do
those
it.
poses that are just.
Or it should be like.
Yeah, sitcom style.
Right.
Hi
my
guys,
gosh.
we're Laverne and Shirley. Welcome to Stars in the House. I'm Seth. This is James. James, why don't you describe what Stars in the House is for our viewing audience?
Sorry, I need to. You know what? I need as many times as we've done this.
What? You need a primer?
Yeah. Well, I do because tomorrow with Grey's Anatomy, we're going to have a lot of people watching the show
that have never seen it before. They're going to keep going like this. Where is Chandra? Where is Chandra?
They won't know who in the hell we are. They're going to be like, "What is this? Where's Grey's Anatomy?
Where's House Karev?"
We have to start. He's not coming on the show, and neither's Ellen Pompeo, Seth. So let's just get
let's
that
get
out of the way.
Right
now. Okay, we're not going to say it. We've got 11 out of 14.
Wait, Nancy, give us. I don't need to see that.
No.
Hey, we have a lot of Grey's Anatomy people tomorrow, but we have to practice.
In fact, by the way, we were talking to Chandra Wilson. That's why we're a little bit late because we
I
had
thought
a
Chandra
wonderful
Levy.
talk.
Who is Chandra Levy? Why do I know that name?
All
right, anyway, cut. Sandra Wilson. The point is this. What is Stars in the House? Stars in the House is, I don't know nothing about this tonight. Okay, good. All right, we won some award. Thanks. Yeah, we won like the Broadway World Best Sassy Talk Show or something. So thank you, voters. Stars in the House is a fundraiser we began when everything shut down in March to raise money for the Actors Fund, which is a misnomer. The Actors Fund is for anybody in the arts. Actor, singer, dancer, anybody backstage, stage manager, wig person, hair person, anybody front of house, usher, box office, anybody that works in TV and film. Mandy, you cannot stop. She's OCD. Dr.
We
Jason.
have to have so much broccoli for her tomorrow.
She'll at places.
People are going to say, why does Seth keep looking back?
Because she has the OCD where she starts tearing her nails only during our show. And it's to the Who.
But you know what I just realized? Mm-hmm. Because Chandra Wilson is on the Western Council of the Actors Fund, we can have Chandra
explain what the Actors Fund is. Good,
explain what the Actors
Shut
Fund
us up. Anyway, listen, if you can donate, you go to StarsInTheHouse.com. By the way, donations have been amazing lately. We really want to thank everybody.
Star Search yesterday, amazing.
Just phenomenal. So anyway, you go to StarsInTheHouse.com to donate, or you can text Fund 2020 to 56512. You're going to then get a receipt. Forward your receipt to donations at StarsInTheHouse.com, and then we'll send it and someone will sing it. Kelly O'Hara will sing it, I'd say mid-range in F. Renee Fleming on a high C. Kelly, where's your passaggio? F sharp? Get back, shaking your head now.
I do not.
Not interested.
I'm not here.
Norm Lewis will close his consonants for Brought Her Right Through It. Thank you. Thumbs up.
Okay, so here's the thing. Because we have a wonderful, beautiful.
Oh, hold on. Well, let me.
Hold on. A matching donation, and we're gonna tell you about that in a second. But Seth, we have to say the amount. But here's the thing. Normally, I say the amount, but Seth,
I actually fired him.
He fired me today only.
Wait, why today only? No, it's
because
always
I can improve.
Because he'll go like this. He'll be like, the good news is, listen, we're past $400,000. But and I go, wait, why are you literally burying the lead? That's he goes down with the depression when he actually announces it. He doesn't have like the showman old school vaudeville-ness that I have. So basically, because of your donations,
how much have we raised, Seth?
James, we have raised $655,000. That's the energy I want.
How about this? $655,050.
That's all right. So guys,
it is amazing. Though.
We really do thank you for all the donations. I want to read the donation from last night.
Okay, you want to do that, and then we'll talk about the match, and then we'll.
Well, I think we should talk about the match right before we begin the actual show because we're doing Dr. Kent now.
All right. Oh, that's right. Okay, go.
So this is very relevant. So this is the donation we got last night. It's from Nancy and Susan from Georgia. They say we got our vaccines today, so we're celebrating. We want. Oh my God, someone's calling me. Hold on 1 second. Read this. Hold on. Hello? I knew it was you. James, it's the call we were waiting for. Hold on. You take over.
Okay.
Rick, you're hilarious. I literally just
Let's just say that kind of matches the Chandra Wilson, if not more. I hate to say that about Chandra Wilson. call. So sorry about that. We can explain later what that call was about. But what Seth was going to say, well, he was going to read a donation. But here's what the amazing match is, because then I want to bring on Dr. Kent from the Friedman Health Center, which is the Actors Fund and associated with Mount Sinai. Here's the matching matching for tonight. The Angie Torres Charitable Fund will match tonight's Adam Gettle celebration of Myths and Hymns donations up to $2,500. They're the ones who did the Beetlejuice 2 episode, $2,500, and they're the ones who also, Kelli O'Hara, I think you know this from Vicki Clark, who will also do the same thing for Light in the Piazza. So that's tonight. So anything that you donate for this show will be matched up to $2,500. Dr. Kent, it's you and me. We can handle this. We don't need Seth Rudetsky. Let's talk. Let's bring on Dr. Jason Kent.
We can do it. We can handle it.
Hi.
Hey, James, how's it going?
It's going.
The world's falling apart. Democracy has ended, but we're good.
We're good. Well, vaccines are happening, and that's why I wanted to bring you on. What's your official title at the Friedman Health Center?
I'm the medical director at the Friedman Health Center for the Performing Arts, which is a collaboration between the Actors Fund and Mount Sinai.
So does that mean you're like the Chandra Wilson of the Actors Fund?
How I wish. Yes. That's right.
So what's you have big news that something that just happened to you.
So I feel blessed. I got my vaccine Wednesday. For the first time, I feel the light at the end of the tunnel. Our best chance to getting back to, reality, getting back to normal life, getting back to theater and the arts is getting vaccinated.
Yeah.
We still have a long, dark winter to get through. I'm telling people to nurture themselves, do what you need to do to take care of your physical, mental health to get through winter. But it's coming. I think by the end of spring, summer, we'll be vaccinated. Things will be opened. I think we'll have theater in the fall. There's lots of signs of hope. So we're coming out the other end of this.
So Dr. Kent, did you have any side effects? Because that's obviously the first question that people ask.
Yes, I felt nothing. My arm was a little sore like you'd feel after a flu shot or a tetanus shot. But that lasted maybe, 24 hours. But I felt nothing else. They say you can get a little headache, a little fatigue. That did not happen to me. So.
And when do you get, because it's 2 shots. So when is your second one?
Correct. 3 weeks. My scheduled 3 weeks after the first one. So when you go for the first vaccine, you can make an appointment for your second vaccine.
And how much I know it's not the 95% effectiveness right away, but do you get some sort of protection after the first shot?
Yeah, I think within a couple weeks after the first vaccine, you have about 52% protection. And then after the second shot, it boosts you up to that 95% mark, which is remarkable for a vaccine. The science that's behind this is incredible. Much more effective than your annual flu shot.
What do you think, before we bring on Ted Sperling, what do you think is the number one question that patients have about the vaccine? Is it side effects or what is it?
Should I get it? And the answer
really?
is resounding yes. Yeah. People are like, we've been calling people 75 and older and say vaccines available. Can we schedule you? And they're like, oh, I want to talk to my doctor whether or not I should get it or not. And I think they just want that confidence that the science is great. The technology is good. The side effects are extremely low. And the effectiveness is unbelievable. And I think they need to hear that from someone they love and trust,
It's funny because we were just, like I said, literally talking to Chandra Wilson until 8:00. And that's kind of what she was saying. And I agree, is that the more and more people get it and the more and more people that are in your circle of friends and family who get it, she thinks, and I'm trying to be optimistic, then more people who maybe were on the fence about getting it will then get it.
Yes. If everybody, got it and felt fine, and are able to socialize, and travel again and come see the shows again, then you'll be like, oh, I'd like to do that without fear,
Yes.
So 100%.
All right.
The science is out there. It's there's a lot of misinformation, but when you read the science behind it, I can't think of anything safer or more effective for us.
Well, we're really excited for you. Looking forward to all of our friends and family getting it.
Yes.
And we'll talk soon. I know.
Yeah, we'll get there. We'll get there.
All right. Bye, Dr. Kent.
All right. Thanks. Take care.
Okay, well, so here's the thing. It's a good thing I watched the video with Seth Rudetsky of this because I loved it. Seth loved it. Seth will be back. But you know what? It's a live show. So Ted Sperling, I'm going to bring you out so we can talk about it, all right? 1, 2, 3. Ted Sperling.
Ta-da.
Hi, Ted.
Hi. Hi, James.
See, that's one of the things. This is live, and so we can't stop tape. We're rolling.
I love it. So I took that call.
So Ted, tell everyone why you're here and how in the hell you got such amazing people. I mean, just on the show today alone, we've got Kelli O'Hara, Norm Lewis, Renée Fleming, Jose Llana. I mean, it's who am I missing? And Elizabeth Stanley. Yeah.
I know.
So what is this?
We are so lucky. Well, this is Adam Gettle's show, Myths and Hymns, which you may also know as Saturn Returns, which is the title we used when we performed it at the Public Theater in 1998.
Wow.
This is the show that Adam wrote between Floyd Collins and The Light in the Piazza. And it's essentially a song cycle. It's a collection of 23 songs that uses ideas from Greek mythology, hence myths, and texts from an Episcopal hymnal that Adam bought in an antique store that I think maybe only had the text, didn't actually have the music. So it opened up the possibility of brand new music with these old, venerable texts. And then there are also songs in this cycle that are completely original with new words by Adam. And it's a piece that I've loved ever since we did it at the Public and been wanting to revisit it. It's a piece that Adam himself has always thought is ripe for reinterpretation. It's a wonderful canvas in which to bring your imagination. And when choral singing became, life-threatening in March, it's one of the most dangerous activities you can do is rehearse with your chorus. I really had to think fast because I had a group of around 150 people who were used to joining us on Monday nights, some traveling from as far as Providence, Rhode Island, to New York City to rehearse.
You showed up.
Hi, Seth. Hello.
Hi, Ted. I'm so sorry. But this is very reminiscent. Ted would conduct me on Broadway, and I would leave the pit to take phone calls. So
when we started, Seth, there were no cell phones.
You know what? I was just saying
By
that
the
on
way,
the radio
Ted did
today.
not look at all surprised. Like, oh, Seth got up.
I had to get this. When we tell you what it is, you'll totally appreciate it. Ted, it's so good to see you. If you don't know, Ted was completely such a what's the word? Spearheader of any kind of career I had in New York. He believed in me. It actually made me cry when I was so young. So thank you, Ted Sperling, for being here. You really helped.
I know we go way back, Seth.
Okay, so wait, I missed everything. What is tonight about? No, just kidding.
Well, what I hadn't gotten, what I was about to ask if you hadn't walked in was, Ted, what was your involvement from the beginning with this piece?
You were the music director.
I was the original music director. I met Adam when he was still in college, and I was making a transition from being an associate music director to wanting to be the main guy. And I made a very conscious decision to seek out my peers and to find the people who were writing who were my age. And so I was thrilled when Adam asked me to music direct Floyd Collins, which was his first show in New York. And at the same time, I was working with Michael John LaChiusa and Janine Tesori and Jason Robert Brown and Bill Finn. And that became, the group that I was so proud to be associated with.
You lifted them all up. And P.S. Ted hired me. I was audition pianist for Floyd Collins, and I was your assistant on Myths and Hymns, and we were down at the Public.
Yeah.
Back in the day.
Clarity and Aaron's, I should mention. I did a number of their shows in those years.
But now what's amazing is that Ted not only is music director, you're also actual director. And that's why I want to talk to you about this. So these videos that we watched them today.
Well, hold on though. Before you came in though, but Ted, you were about to say, do you have a chorus? Is that what you were about to say?
Yes.
Master Voices is essentially a volunteer chorus of around 150 people from ages from high school students to retirees. There have been people in the group for over 50 years. The group is about to celebrate its 80th anniversary season. It was founded by Robert Shaw, the great choral conductor, in 1941. It was the first fully integrated chorus in America, both ethnically and religiously.
Wow.
So it's a very important organization. And It was called the Collegiate Chorale originally. And when I joined, we had already been talking about the name and whether it was time for a refresh. People thought we were a college group, and we do much more than just choral classics. So chorale felt a little bit outdated to us too. So we changed our name to Master Voices. And I like to think of the Master Voices family, which includes, the guests that we have tonight, that the voices are the voices of the composers, the authors, the lyricists, the soloists, the musicians, and our chorus. It's not just a chorus.
I love that name.
And boy, those voices are masters. Let's bring in our first two ladies, no?
Sure. Well, what were you about to say before I?
Well, I want to talk about how this song.
You about the direction, because we love the direction so much.
The fact that Ted, you're also directing, and when you watch the videos, everyone will eventually see them, and I'm gonna show clips tonight. Were you also doing? I know you were directing some of them. Like, what does that mean? Like, you told people like film yourself going like this, and then you is that what you did? It's so creative.
Yeah. Well, I'm supervising the whole thing so that it hangs together. But I really wanted each film of each song to have its own particular aesthetic. So each film has its own
flavor. AVA.
Flavor. So we hired, different directors and artists and choreographers to collaborate on this. And I have these initial conversations with everybody, so we know that no one's doing exactly the same thing as anybody else. And then we talk about what's actually possible, what's safe, what's affordable. So we're doing this on a pretty tight budget, and people are filming themselves in their homes, or sometimes we hire an assistant to go meet somebody on the street and film them outside. And people are recording with their iPhones, essentially. Sometimes they're recording the audio first in their apartments and then lip syncing to it for the videos.
What happens if you drop your iPhone nonstop so it's always cracked?
I don't think it matters as long as the camera works.
Okay, I wasn't asked. Okay, first I'm going to bring on this first song. It's two up-and-coming sopranos, Miss Kelli O'Hara, give her a chance, and Miss Renée Fleming.
Hi.
Hi, guys.
I love that. Up and coming. All right.
One day. I support both of your careers one day. Okay, so this song, Migratory V, I remember it back in the day. It was just a solo, right? And you turned it into the Sassafras Trio. Was that you, Ted?
Yes. It was originally a solo number. And when we did a town hall concert celebrating Adam's music around the same time. And I arranged it at that point for three ladies. It was Terry McCarthy, who had sung it in the show, Audra McDonald, and Cass Morgan. With the idea that if it's a song about pulling together, and I thought that if we could say that with the voices, it would be wonderful. So for this version, we added our chorus singing oohs and ahs and humming in behind, and I rethought the arrangement for these amazing sopranos, and we lengthened the song so that we could bask in the beauty of it for longer.
And Kelli and Renée, your riffs or whatever you're moving in chords, it's so together. Like,
gorgeous.
Did you listen to each other? Like, how did you move so clearly? Like, Kelli, how were you hearing Renée at the same time?
Right. I had Renée in my ear. And so I listened and sort of learned her and then tried to be with her as much as I could. Yeah.
And I was first, which is always the easiest place to be.
Renée, I love that you become so musical theater adjacent. Like, which one is more fun to do, opera, musical theater? And I think I know the answer.
More fun. No, well, opera's fun too. I happen to really love the Adam Gettle. I love everything he writes. I mean, Floyd Collins, that's a wonderful piece. I'm amazed that you were managing auditions then. And I'm so shocked to hear that Robert Shaw founded Master Chorale. I only know of him from Atlanta years. Right. So what history here in this room. It's amazing.
This group was his first chorus.
Okay. Now I get it. That's amazing. So yeah, I love it. I love all of it. And frankly, Kelli is now a master opera singer too. So, frankly, being a triple threat is not harmful to our careers.
Kelli, you are.
Can I put in a little plug for Renée's book?
Of course.
It is so beautifully written, and I devoured it. I just thought so personal and accessible and really thoughtful, and made me appreciate so much the work that goes into creating an opera performance. And I thought that your voice in the book was just beautiful.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Ted. I mean, I had Ann Patchett's help. All the beautiful things are her. All the nuts and bolts are me.
Wow. What's the name of the book?
The Inner Voice.
Oh, I can't wait. I love reading showbiz books. Oh, I'm totally going to read it.
Thank
do you. Also do you do the audiobook?
No, I'd have to sing it. Yeah.
I call Adam Gettle. Okay, so I'm showing mainly clips tonight, but I felt like I had to show all of Migratory V just because there's so much in and out of both of you. So let's just sit back and enjoy this stunningness. So it's Kelli, Renée, and who's the third singer?
Julia Bullock.
Oh my God.
Beautiful, beautiful artist.
And who directed this one?
Lear de Bessonet. Do you know Lear? She's now the artistic director of Encores.
Oh wow!
And she founded Public Works for the Public Theater.
It's so creative, and if people can't hear, when you can't fully take in the lyrics, basically it's about how birds fly in that migratory V. It's such a beautiful image, and if God were above looking at people, wouldn't it be beautiful if he could see us all in that position? Just a gorgeous song. Who wrote the lyrics? Did Adam write the lyrics? Or
Adam wrote the lyrics for this. And I should mention Lear's co-creators, Danny Mefford, who is the choreographer for Dear Evan Hansen, and his partner Yasmani Arboleda, who did the animation.
Oh, it's so beautiful. All right, so everyone sit back and enjoy this stunning. And by the way, Kelli O'Hara, we have a concert coming up on Sunday, and I demanded that you were going to sing this song.
Yes, you did demand, but Renée won't be there, so it'll be the solo version.
Why? I thought, oh my Migratory. I thought
we need it, but I figured I wouldn't bother her about an extra date.
Okay, you're stammering. Okay, yeah, everybody enjoy. Really red face. Here we go. Wait a minute, that's not Migratory
That's
V.
the very end of the piece right before it.
It was about to start.
Oh, it began early. Okay, because that was that's when he dies. Spoiler alert. Okay, so sorry, I didn't edit these. Okay, this is going into. So someone just died. Sorry, and then it goes into a beautiful song. So just let's ignore the death part.
And see
So crazy beautiful. I don't know why it cut off, but
I think because it was the beginning.
The time, sorry. The most, and my sister just texted me, I'm crying now. Now I'm crying because it cut off in the middle.
Yeah. Sorry.
I guess basically, if you want to see the whole thing, by the way,
where do they go?
Yeah, where do they go if
everyone
you want to
go,
see the whole thing?
Oh, the easiest thing for me to say is go to mastervoices.org.
There you go.
Mastervoices.org, and it's very obvious from there where to go.
Okay, hold on. Mastervoices.org.
The whole piece is so beautiful. It's really gorgeous. Joshua Henry is so moving in it.
Oh, I have it.
At the very beginning, Joshua Henry, if you watch the pieces in order, like Renée just said, it just broke me last night. His particular piece in the time that we're in combination with the singers of the master voices and things, it just gets you. And then you go on to watch the next one and the next one and the next one. And it really filled me up last night. And I'm proud to be a part of it.
I'm about to show the Josh Henry piece, but I'm going to wait till because I think David's going to fix my codes. But Kelli, I just realized, of course, you're connected to Adam Gettle with Light in the Piazza.
Yeah, both Renée and I. Renée played Mother in the last version, and so we both did it.
What is the?
Look at us, mother and daughter on the screen.
I'm like a sister. I'm like a sister.
I wish I had done it with you. My gosh, that would have been so exciting.
Because Renée, you did it in London and then you did it in LA, right?
Chicago. We were supposed to have the Kennedy Center and Sydney Opera House in Australia, but this was this past year. But we rescheduled them.
Is Adam Gettle difficult to sing because it seems so? Weird octave displacement and crazy intervals, or is it because it's so beautifully musical, it's not difficult to sing? I
think Margaret's role has just got several genres in the one role. There's pop, there's opera, there's music theater. It's a little bit of everything. So that makes it hard, I think. And it's rangy.
Yeah. I think the leaps that you mentioned too always have such meaning to them. That's how I find them easier to sing sometimes, because sometimes when you don't have the melody that backs the emotional physicality, it's a strange feeling to not be able to then leap. And he always is right there for you to send you up or send you down, whatever's matching that emotional structure there for you. And I think it makes a lot of sense to me to sing. It's not always easy, but it makes sense to me.
You know what? This is a good segue, because tonight's again the match is a Gettle celebration. Angie Torres Charitable Fund is going to match any donations tonight up to $2,500. So please send in the donation.
Oh my God! So by the way, we can go beyond that too.
Of course.
But yeah, start forking them over, and I think Nancy's sending me. I'm going to play this little piece of Josh because David says this code is right. Why am I hearing feedback? I want to play this because I'm so obsessed. Ted, I had you send me this music because I'm so riveted by it. It's all in my coffee spill, honey. I'm so nervous. 1, 2, 3, go.
Give that to me.
So I just wanted to, for 2 seconds, can someone just musical analyze? Is this okay? Is it a German augmented chord? What? Is it that what it is? Is it? But you know what I'm talking about? Didn't we learn German augmented, French augmented? Ted, you went to Yale. What the hell is that?
Yeah, well, it's an augmented sixth is usually what you're talking about, and it's what we normally would consider a seventh that resolves to the tonic, and instead it's a sixth that resolves outwards.
And then I'm obsessed because it reminds me of, okay, back me up on this. In Another 100 People, when she goes, did you get my message? Because I looked in vain. See you Sunday, Tuesday. If it doesn't rain, look, I'll call you in the morning and my service will explain. And that's just right there, which reminds me of Get Me Up and Get Me High. The whole getting to the note early. Anybody back me up on that?
Yeah. Can I mention something that Michael Feinstein says about Adam's music?
Yes.
I think he says it's shoulder chords. And I said, what does that mean? And he says it's chords that when you play it, you go like this.
It is, though. They're so delicious. So I'm going to play that one moment I was just playing because in the original album, I would repeat this over and over again. It's so crazily stunning. Like, I don't know where he hears those notes. Like, you listen to some composers, you know, like a solid 1-4-5 chord change, and he's just it's like that. God, it's beautiful. Okay, I hope this time code is correct. Let's listen to
Cross
this.
fingers.
I don't know from where the hunger springs, but that it's there and that it sings of some place far away. So get me up and get me out and let me never return to the darkness and the hollow and to the burn.
Okay, as usual, it was beautiful, but it's not what I wanted. Okay, during the Dr. LaPook break, I'm going to go recheck all my codes.
But hold on. In the meantime, though, most importantly, we're here for the donations for the Actors Fund. And so who should I Kelly, I'm going to send these to you.
Okay.
We want this in a mix. Just place it right.
Here's the thing you're doing, though, that is very successful. You're drumming up the need for everyone to go watch this immediately, because the fact that we're missing it. Voices.org. Watch the first chapter, right, Ted? The first chapter of this. If any of you came up with Adam's music or anything, or just the idea of choral music, that thick, rich, thorny choral music that just makes you, that we've all missed so much, and it makes you live. Go listen to this, because it's extraordinary to me.
It's the whole leaving wanting more. Okay, so
Kelly,
the digital direction is so much fun. The whole Icarus scene is just extraordinary, really wonderful, and Pegasus, phenomenal.
Thank you.
I'm sending this.
All right.
I'm here. You want me to read it?
Yes, please.
Go for it.
Nancy and Susan, I'm speaking it. Nancy and Susan from Georgia, $103. We got our vaccines today, so we're celebrating. We wanted to thank Dr. LaPook. Should I read all that, or just the donations?
We need every single word here.
Actually, Dr. LaPook is standing by, so I want him to hear it.
We wanted to thank Dr. LaPook for all his great information. It helped us both feel confident about the vaccine. Yes, Dr. LaPook, we will still wear our masks, wash our hands, and keep our distance. Catherine from North Carolina, $5 per month as a recurring gift. So happy to donate $5 a month in 2021. Much love from a former Broadway-loving Jersey girl now living on a farm in North Carolina. Thank you for being a connection to Broadway, even from far away. Sandy from Durham, North Carolina, $36. Dear Seth and James, what you are doing is so amazing. I'm so happy to be able to support you. Love this video and all the amazing voices. Buddy from Fort Worth, Texas, $50 in honor of Renée Fleming, and looking forward to her new Met project with Kelly, and so am I.
Yes. Oh,
yay.
I feel a high note coming on.
Yeah.
Good donations. Keep them coming. That's great.
That's right.
So lovely. Speaking of high notes, got to plug me and Kelly this Sunday, the Seth concert series. Just saying. Renée Fleming, are you singing at home? Are you ever singing live? What's happening with you?
So I've been singing, a lot of kind of digital concerts. I did one for the Met. I did one sort of PBS New Year's Eve at Mount Vernon. I have a recording next month, and, keeping very busy, but not traveling at all. So I miss it. I really miss it. So hopefully soon.
And are you one of those, like, just in case I warm up every day? Or are you like, whatever, when I get a gig, I'll start warming up again?
I have not been the most disciplined. I would say that I thought I was a very disciplined person, when in fact I just had a deadline every 3 days. So in fact, what I'm working really hard right now, because I have a recording. So yes, that's going to be exciting.
Okay, so I'm going to again tell everybody where to go. Everyone needs to go here to actually see the clips that I wanted to show. Sunday, see me and Kelly do the Dr. LaPook break. I'm gonna recut the rest of these.
All right, Kelly,
Ladies, you're so
Renée,
talented.
Ted, thank you so much. Ted, you're gonna stick around, right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Bye.
Bye.
All right. Bye, Kelly. All right. Please welcome to the show, Chief Medical Correspondent of CBS News and ours, Dr. John LaPook.
Hey, guy. Hey.
Hi, it's you and me.
You like that? Wait, is Kelly? Can you bring back Kelly for 2 seconds, or is she gone?
hold on. Let me see. Kelli is here.
Hi,
here.
Kelli.
Hi, Dr. LaPook. How are you?
Remember before that we were on the first show together,
Yes.
but only in 2021 can we have participated in the same benefit for the Crohn's and Colitis Foundation without actually seeing each other. But you were so generous with your time and your talent, and I said all sorts of great things about you, but you probably never saw it.
I didn't get it, but thank you so much. Thank you. I appreciate that, even being out in the universe. But I love that organization. I support them. My mother struggled with Crohn's for most of her life. So I know what we're going through, and I just want to help them.
Well, I hope you always stay the cockeyed optimist that you are.
I'm trying real hard, Doctor.
Yeah. Aren't we all? All right, Kelli. All right.
All right.
Love you.
Anyway, I had to say hello.
So nice to see you.
Seth's in the other room, John, getting the clips together for the second half of the show. There was a little snafu. So Seth's doing that. So it's just you and me.
You and I must make a pact. We will bring our nation back.
What can you say? What can you do to help cheer us up? Because I see these numbers, and I feel like you could probably push play on a show of ours in November, probably one in October, one in September, definitely in April and March. But it just, when you look at the numbers, it's just, I feel like a broken record saying it, but it's like, it's depressing.
Well, all right, I'll give you some. It's terrible. I mean, a record number of deaths, more than 4,000 a day. But I really do feel that the cavalry is on the way. I mean, I think this new administration is going to be more effective, more efficient. I do believe that. I think we're going to see more vaccine. I think the Johnson & Johnson vaccine and the AstraZeneca vaccine, I think you're going to see those approved in the near future, maybe by the end of the month or something like that. Today, I heard 1 million people got vaccinated.
Today?
1 million people got
vaccinated. That's great news.
That's great news. So if you say 1 million people got vaccinated with vaccine, probably another 250,000 or 300,000, whatever today's number is, people actually got COVID. That's the equivalent in terms of herd immunity of them getting the vaccine.
Right.
So now we're starting to get more and more herd immunity. We're going to have more vaccine. And people actually are wearing their masks more. Yet again, you see this nose with the red from wearing the N95. I got my second dose of Pfizer vaccine today. Yes.
You have.
Oh,
you sure do.
In fact, sometimes you just have to rip off the Band-Aid.
Yes.
And it's
we have the video,
sore.
Right?
Yeah, we have a video of me getting it. It's a little sore. This wonderful nurse Jennifer gave it to me at NYU Langone Health, where I'm a professor of medicine, and I feel really lucky to have gotten it in 1 week. I should have 95% protection. Wow. And the other 5% of people in the study who actually got sick, even though they had the vaccine, they didn't generally get, for the most part, they didn't get severely ill. So that's good news. And finally, the person who I told you got monoclonal antibody, remember 2 days ago and yesterday, I really thought he might not make it. He's going to go home tomorrow. Wow. He could have gone home today maybe, but they kept him one more day. So there's monoclonal antibody that really is a technological tour de force. This vaccine's, here, more and more people are getting it. We still have to be more efficient, but I really think there is room for hope. I'm going to say it again. I think by, the end of March, by mid-April, and certainly by the end of April, you're going to really start to see these numbers drop. If we do all the things right, I'm just going to be a cockeyed optimist. Bring back Kelli. Yeah. And I think by the fall, we may very well see things towards normal, very much towards normal. You may start to see, if we do everything right, you might see the theaters open again. You might see I think you will see kids in school. So I think but at the same time, you're right. There's this cognitive dissonance of terrible suffering, terrible pain. You saw what was going on in Congress. I actually texted our executive producer of CBS Evening News while it was happening and said, I'm worried about COVID, both from the people who were sequestered together some of them not wearing masks.
Yeah.
And now they're forced to be next to people. The people with the masks are forced to be next to people without masks. I do think they were right to say, it's a fine to not wear a mask, and you can't say, well, it's my right. It's my American right. It's not your American right to drive drunk and kill somebody. But if you're, next to somebody without a mask and you're infectious, you're endangering their life. So the rights only go to the point where you're then suddenly affecting somebody else, and then they've got to pull back. So
we have that video. Can we show it?
Play it up. Yeah.
Okay.
The side effects are a little more pronounced with the second one. If that does occur, if you have like flu-like symptoms or arm soreness, you can take Tylenol or Motrin. And then, of course, we do ask that you have to sit in the waiting area for about 15 minutes. You're going to monitor your kids.
Sure.
Are we going with the left?
Left, yeah. I'm righty, so I figure.
Yes, the least dominant arm.
And this is Jennifer, so thank you, Nurse Jennifer.
Hello. Hello. Right, so the trick is to relax the arm.
I'm relaxing the arm.
Okay, small pinch. And that was it.
I didn't even feel a pinch for that.
That's why I'm here.
That was, usually with even a flu shot or anything, you feel a little bit. But anyway, that couldn't have been easier. So now we wait to see if I'm going to have any side effect, any kind of allergic reaction, which has been very rare with this. But I'm going to wait for 15 minutes and we'll go from there.
Wow.
Go Nurse Jennifer. She could not have been more skilled. And do you see, by the way, both of us were wearing N95. She also had a face shield. When I went back down to my office to see patients, I put a face shield on again. When I'm in the office seeing patients, I have a face shield too. I'm so sick of that face shield and of the mask and of only seeing people from here up. I want to see everybody's face.
Yeah.
I know. But the good news is that was so quick and painless.
It really was. And thank you, Nurse Jennifer, again. And thank you guys for here we are again.
I know. We're gonna be here for a while, but we're getting, you keep saying there's a beginning, a middle, and an end. Where are we right now?
We are at the beginning of the end. I'm gonna say it. I do. I think we are headed towards that last chapter. The vaccine is here. As horrible as it is right now, it will make it burn out a little faster because of herd immunity. I'm not celebrating. Believe me, I'm so upset about the fact that we still can't be all rowing in the same direction.
Right.
But I do think it's the beginning of the end. I do. The beginning of the end in a good way, the end of the pandemic.
Exactly.
But let me just say this. It took decades for us to extinguish, to obliterate smallpox with vaccination. So don't expect it to be gone in the fall. It will not be gone. There will be pockets. And I have to end with this. In developing countries, in Africa, in places that don't have the money, I am praying for the vaccines that are cheaper and more easily dispensed in terms of the cold storage change. Things like the Johnson & Johnson, the AstraZeneca one may be easier to get out there. The ones that only take one dose.
Right.
So I have not forgotten the healthcare inequity that is on this planet, which is devastatingly, it's so upsetting. It is devastating to people. And I've been in Haiti, right after the earthquake, and I've been in Brazil during Zika, and you see the healthcare inequity it's stunning. So while we're vaccinating people at 1 million people a day here, we have to remember it's not a food fight. We have to make sure that the rest of the world gets it too.
All right, we're going to see you
very well
tomorrow.
said. With some actual TV doctors.
Yeah, and you're going to be joined by Chandra Wilson, Dr. Bailey. She's going to join for the medical segment tomorrow, not to give advice, but to listen and ask questions.
That's good. Well, I loved Grey's Anatomy, but there were some things in there that, let's just say, were less than amazingly plausible.
I believe them. They look like doctors. All right, see you tomorrow. Bye.
Bye, Dr. LaPook.
Okay, now
you got it all.
I sent everything to David. Yeah,
right
there
away.
were 2 different videos. I think Ted. I think the one. Hold on. I think that one you sent me at different time codes because
that makes sense.
That's why. So sorry about that, everybody. But you still got to hear it. It wasn't like I was showing no on the net. Okay, so speaking of N's, let me please bring on the N himself, N with vibrato, close consonant, Mr. Norm Lewis.
Hi, and the applause is like wild.
I know. Silence. Norm, I'm so glad that the kidnapper is letting you film yourself. Why the most depressing? I'm talking about the background, dear. It's the background that's depressing me.
Hey, there we go.
Yes. Okay, so I need to hear about this casting process. So, Norm, you went to an open call.
I went to an open call, and Ted, I think I auditioned for him like 5 times. And many callbacks. And no, actually, it was many callbacks if you think about it. Yeah, because our schedules have been so busy. But Ted called me and told me about Myths and Hymns, and I've been a fan of this album. I've never saw the show, unfortunately. I never saw the show. But the album was always playing, or I would go to some sort of event that there were people singing some song from there. And I just, I've always loved this music. I love Adam Gettle.
Oh, me too. Ted, how did you think of Norm? Because this part was originally sung by the late, great Lawrence Clayton, right?
Yeah.
That's right. Well, I love working with Norm. We've had so many great experiences over the years. It's a voice you could just bathe in. And I actually made I made a conscious decision that I thought we should. I wanted somehow for this to feel like a contemporary story because it's it's an ancient Greek tale, and I thought this idea of fathers and sons and feeling constrained and told what not to do. For me, it had some contemporary resonance with what I imagine it might be like to be Black in America, and everything that has come up this year, in through the great work of people like Norm, to draw attention to all the injustices and ways of that we don't even realize we're making judgments or keeping people from their full expression. I just thought that if this could feel like it was happening right now, that it would be a new look at this song. And for me, somehow pairing Michael and Norm together helped achieve that.
Oh, I never thought of that because it's done like literally on the street. Norm's got the sassy sunglasses. It's a story of Icarus where the god Icarus warns his son, you can fly to the sun, but just make sure you don't fly too high and just stay in my shadow so the sun doesn't burn you. And like a typical teenager, you've got one right there. Teenager doesn't listen, annoyingly so, and does his own thing. Unfortunately, it doesn't end so well. So, Norm, had you listened to this? Like, this is one of the songs you actually listened to on the album?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I mean, Lawrence Clayton, God rest his soul, was someone that was in my ear for many, many years. And I hope I paid him much homage because his voice was just golden. I also saw it when I got more involved with it. Thank you, Ted, for saying that about like modernizing it, because it does make me think of a Black father telling his son about being careful out there in the world, especially with a lot of the policing and things like that. I mean, even though the son is not representative of the police, but it just has some representations like that. So, yeah,
that's what I had in mind. And
it reminds me of the Kerry Washington play where they tell the son, that play that was on Broadway, Kerry Washington, like, don't have that stuff in your car. And, it is very modern tale.
Yeah.
And it's a story also about Icarus's father, Daedalus, which is who Norm plays, was actually world famous in ancient Greece as being the smartest inventor in the world. And he designed the maze for the Minotaur and then was locked up because he was the one who had the secret of the maze. And the king didn't want anybody to know the secret of the maze and know what was happening down there, which was that they were feeding young men and women to this bull. And so he locked Daedalus in a tower with his son Icarus. And then Daedalus, being the clever inventor he was, he collected feathers from the birds that would roost on the tower. He collected them and he built these wings for him and his son. And this was the only way out of the tower was to fly, because it would die any other way of trying to get out of there.
Wow.
Oh, that's why they can fly. All right. Well, I think I gave the right time codes right now. It begins with Norm's solo. So Norm, 2 things. Higher than the sun. It's so crazy high. And then on a half step with vibrato. What's up with that?
Well, you taught me well, Seth. You taught me well. It's all about the fuck. It's the fuck. as Ted said, the fuck.
And by the way, your signature close consonants with vibrato. What's up with that?
I guess I listened to Barbara Streisand too much. I don't know. And Gavin Creel.
And Gavin. I was going to say it's Barbara and Gavin. Okay, here we go. It's so great. So the other guy's Michael Kilgore. Is that his last name?
Yes. Amazing.
He's so great. Okay, listen how great you both sound together. I hope this is right.
Oh, and while you're looking for that, Seth,
yes,
there's more donations. And Norm, I'm about to send you some. The Angie Torres Charitable Fund, if you can hear me over Mandy in the background, is matching donations in honor of Adam Gettle's celebration here, up to $2,500.
Yeah, so keep those donations coming. They all go to the Actors Fund, but watch this beautifulness at the same time. 1, 2, 3.
Put these on and learn to fly a course above the ocean. Test your strength, learn to change the angle of your wing. But Icarus, fly beneath me, shaded from the sun. Unlimited altitude will heat up your wings and they'll come unglued. Of the sun you must beware when you're gliding through the air. You have to try to stay in my shadow. Icarus can see the potential.
Aerodynamic mythological clue of being the only flying demigod who dared to land on the sun. Icarus can see the credential and taste the glory of the journey ahead. The light reflected off his wings when they spread. He started singing when his feet only found air. Look at me, I'm going to be the stuff that myths are made of. Divine event, the kind of myth that makes a masquerade of a father. Over him, I'll cast a shadow broader than the sun. Unlimited altitude, I like to navigate in the nude. Breezes blowing through my hair while I ride the dunes of air. I think I'll let him fly in my shadow.
He liked the atmospheric pressure drop, the sky around him and the earth below. The earth below.
Stuff that myths are made of. Divine bent, the kind of myth that makes a masquerade of a father. Over him, I'll cast a shadow broader than the sun. The ozone layer is rainbow hued. Nimbus cloud about my head. I think I'll wear it in my father's stead.
I think the air is getting thin.
Look at me, I'm going to be the stuff that myths are made of. Divine events, the kind of myth that
serenades a masquerade of a father. Feel duty home with him. I cast a shadow brighter than the
Oh man,
Yes.
yeah. How about that? The drama, right? The drama.
Yeah.
I love
Oh,
the animation. We just saw it last night for the first time, and the animations were so incredible. And another thing that really got me was the fact that the ensemble, the chorus, they were living their best life. I mean, you could just see they were like getting into it and all this stuff. It was so great. It was so great. And the blowing of the wind, yeah.
Hey Ted, so what was the time frame from the time you had the idea to last night and Norm and everyone saw it? Like, how long did it take?
I guess we were, formulating the plan over the summer and started in earnest after Labor Day with starting to make recordings. And we were originally going to release this chapter in November and then take a break until February. And I thought that was too long a break and we needed more time to actually figure this out. And it actually took us until 2:00 yesterday to finish.
Oh my gosh. So it can be found now, or is it available to, when is it going up?
It started tonight at 6:30, so it's available now.
Oh yeah, guys, you got to watch the whole thing. It's so phenomenal.
Hey Norm, I sent you some donations. Can you
yes.
I texted them to you.
Yes. Okay, James. And if you want James's phone number, it is no, I'm just kidding. So Miriam in Brooklyn, $25. I love myths and hymns, and I love all these performers. I can't wait to see the whole thing, and I'm thrilled to make this my first Stars in the House donation of 2021. Mark from Massachusetts, $50. I donated last night, but who can pass on a matching gift? Please remind your listeners to sign up for their doctor's health portal. That's how you know when it's your turn for the vaccination.
That is really good advice.
Yeah, truly. Sherry in Oregon, $50. Dear Seth and James, another show with Norm Lewis and matching. Woohoo! Have to donate. I am obsessed with Stars in the House, and I am so glad I can still donate. You guys are blessings. Andrew in Port Jefferson, New York, $50. Dear Seth and James, you and Dr. LaPook are truly doing a mitzvah, and I look forward every night to see who is on. I just saw that Stars in the House has merch, and I'll be ordering some right away. All right. Thank you all.
Oh my God. We actually do, if you don't know.
Yeah, we don't talk about it all that much.
Look at that. We have Stars in the House, and we have our signature hashtag, Don't Kill Grandma. That means don't go visit your damn elderly relative and not wear a mask.
Oh God.
I know. It's a comedic version.
I forgot to say that for Nancy and Susan because you left because you got that phone call, and then I think anyway, but literally the person who got the vaccine was wearing the Dr. LaPook's this one right here. Don't kill grandma. Literally was wearing the T-shirt while she got the vaccine.
That's amazing. Yeah.
She didn't do it.
Can I just say that it's been such a pleasure to, and I'm going to publicly say this, work with Ted, because Ted and I have done so many things, but I think you, me, and Ted did a new brain, didn't we?
Oh my God, I forgot we all worked on that together.
Yeah.
I got to wait.
You subbed for me, and you had to play violin on stage. Remember?
Yes.
That was you, because I remember that I was your assistant. Then I was like, I also became your. Yeah, Ted made me play the damn violin. That scared the H out of me. Oh my God, I love doing that show. Why can't we do a concert of it? Anybody?
I don't know. Let's talk to Ted and talk to that James Lapine guy. Let's get it going.
Hey Norm.
Yeah.
You know what? I don't know if I've told you this, but I moved to New York in '98. My first off-Broadway musical I saw was A New Brain. And I think you were in it. And Seth and I have been wondering ever since we met each other if he was playing that day, because I remember it very distinctly because it remains one of my favorite off-Broadway musicals I've ever seen. And it was the second Sunday in July, 1998.
And I remembered I played
Yeah.
Sundays because I used to separate Steve Freeman. I remember like we'd go to Fire Island and I played Sundays. So James and I could have met 15 years earlier.
Yeah, truly. Yeah, I think I had just gotten in around July of that year.
Yes, because I saw you.
Yeah.
That's where Norm had all those riffs. All right, so Norm, peace out to you. We're going to bring in our last two amazing stars. Love you, Normie. Bye.
Bye, Norm.
Now we got our final two amazing stars. Let me please bring on Stars in the House regular, Mr. Jose Llana.
Yes, he is. Hi, Jose.
And another Stars in the House regular, Ms. Elizabeth Stanley. Hi.
Hello.
So,
Hi.
Hose, I feel like you were in Myths and Hymns, weren't you?
I was. Saturn Returns back in 1998 at the Public Theater. It was technically it was like my third professional job. It was.
So Ted, like, when I was doing it at the Public, what was that? I feel it was like during the day on the weekends. What was that? Was Jose in that one? I remember BD Wong was around. What was that?
I think that was a workshop, and I just watched this amazing video that Wiley Howsam unearthed. Have you seen it? It's about new musicals. It's Zena Goldrich and Marcy Heisler and Michael John LaCusa and Adam, and it has footage from that workshop with BD Wong and Jose. I think, were you in that too, Jose?
No, I was just a public production.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, this was a workshop at the Public. It was in the Ansbacher, I think, and this film is of us working on Sisyphus.
Oh my God. I think I didn't finish it because it's right when I got the Rosie O'Donnell show. I got a TV show, so I remember going to do it, but I do remember trying to learn it, and I remember the tendinitis that followed.
Todd Ellison was the ultimate pianist for it.
Oh my God. That's what I was going to ask you. The orchestration sounds amazing. Is that the orchestration from the original album?
It is. Yeah. And then we're starting to make some new recordings of songs that were not included on the album for Chapter 2.
Oh, that's great. Okay, so this is going to go in chapter. So this song that you guys are on, Jose, it's the story of this horse, and Zeus was mad at the horse, so he sent a gadfly to bite the horse. You're the guy riding the horse, right?
Right. He was actually mad at me. He was mad at Daedalus, the rider of the horse.
Bellerophon.
Yeah.
So the horse is played by Carpathia. Pegasus is played by Carpathia. Yep. And Pegasus bucks you off of her because she's bitten by this gadfly. It's actually really interesting. It's just on a side, it reminds me of, I remember I was in a cab and the cab turned and didn't see this bicyclist. And the bicyclist hit the cab. And the cab was like, why is this random bicyclist hitting my cab? And the bicyclist was like, why did the taxi try to hit me? It reminds me of that because like you're mad at the horse and the horse is like, I didn't throw you off. Like it's so like everyone it's a big misunderstanding. And Elizabeth, you are the gadfly.
You are hilarious, by the way.
Thank you.
My favorite the button at the end of the credits too. That's the best. That was the best part.
I'm just going to show the beginning part just to show you and Carpathia. So again, Ted, how did you come up with this great casting?
Well, I love the idea of involving Jose and Annie Golden, who were both in the original production, somehow in our version. And this is a very hard song to sing. It's incredibly rangy. It's very chromatic. And so there are, only so many people you can go to who can actually pull it off. And these two are on that very, very short list.
And can I add something, Ted?
Yeah.
That I think I told you this when you emailed me about it originally. I think one of the things that I remember most about that whole experience is that in that rehearsal room with the five other singers, with Annie and Teresa McCarthy and Lawrence Clayton and Vivian Carey, and we all kind of coveted each other's songs. It was kind of like every day we thought, "Ooh, I wish I sang your song," or "I wish I sang your song," and it was just this constant love of other people's songs and what they were singing. And I've always coveted Pegasus. Like I would literally sit on the side and like watch Bob Stillman sing. I'm like, "Well, I want to sing that one day. That's really what I want to sing." So I've always really coveted this song.
Oh, that's so nice.
And
so
also,
next up for you, I was going to say, Jose, next up for you is I Have Dreamed. Okay, continue, Ted.
I was just going to say that with Master Voices, we love also having people come back. And Elizabeth has done some wonderful work with us in the past. So that was another reason that I thought to call her for this.
I'm going to show just first the beginning because Elizabeth, we have to have a whole deconstruction of your performance. It is like hilarious. So I'm showing just this is Jose and Carpathia. So Carpathia is the horse who was bitten by the gadfly, and Jose,
you sound so great on this. Oh my gosh,
Yes.
beautiful.
Yeah, what up with that? You sound amazing. Okay, here we go. I hope this worked out. Pegasus, I think this is
Gotta
it.
be
Yeah.
that one.
Well, wait, it's Pegasus final. Pegasus, let me see. Oh, before I forget, Adam Gettle is playing the guitar, right?
That's correct.
I love he does this sassy percussion with his hands. Here we go.
Pegasus, it's all I wanted, you know. Heaven like it got, heaven like it got. Pegasus, I meant to glow like you glow. Up in heaven too, heaven like it got. In the wind, your flying mane. In my hand, your golden rain. Higher, higher, and never too high, and never enough. You know me 'cause I was your rider. Pegasus, yes, is it as good as I said? What? Living in the sky, living in the sky. Pegasus, there was a dance on your head. What dance? Heaven like you got, hey, living in the sky. After rising from the flood, pretty. After drinking from the flood. Higher, higher, and never too high, and never enough.
Okay. Okay, hold on. I got to get to Elizabeth. Yeah. So, it's not amazing today, but Elizabeth, who chose your costume and makeup?
Me.
I asked her to wear something green, and this is what happened.
Are you literally just widening your eyes, or are those magnifying glasses?
Oh my God. No, I just have like strangely large eyes, but I was wearing a lot of eye makeup and big glasses. So you got the full deal.
No, you are widening them. And by the way, Ted, you know that Elizabeth was literally like an opera major at Indiana?
I'm not surprised to learn that.
I mean, you hear like for all your jagged little sassy belting, you're in full crazy legit.
Well, that's how I know Elizabeth, because we did a project called Red Eye of Love where she had to do everything, belt like a demon and sing haiku. And then we did Of the I Sing together at Carnegie Hall where she was Diana Devereaux and had to do real operetta work.
Okay, so here's Elizabeth being the gadfly. Wait, by the way, did you give him costume approval, or you were just like, "Here's my video, sorry, one take only," and he had to accept that because it's so bold.
That's what it was. There was no turning back.
I have to say, and then Ted came back to me and says, "Okay, Elizabeth and Carpathia have really kind of stepped up, and so we gotta order. I literally went on Amazon and bought a bunch of crowns to try to make me look a little bit more, and they look terrible. So, but it was amazing."
I like it because you're sort of regular. Carpathia is a little dress, and then Elizabeth's a freak ass.
I think I was just, I was nervous, and I'm relieved to hear you say that the song is hard, Ted, because it was very hard for me anyway. And I was like, man, I've practiced this song more than probably anything I've practiced in many, many months. So maybe I was just like trying to overcompensate for my nervousness about the singing.
It's so there's so much hard stuff in it. But just your expressions are so brilliant. Okay, so let's watch it. I've watched it so many times. It is hilarious. Here you go. She's the gadfly.
Tell them how you threw your rider.
You keep throwing it up
way up
to me. How I'm up
way up
here and you're down
way down
there. As though I did this.
You did this to me.
A gadfly doesn't much deal in regret. For a gadfly there is no remorse. A gadfly doesn't much question her
pinch.
My pinch make claims and counter claims. They seize upon the incident, look for implications. When it was only Zeus again, venting his frustrations. I didn't throw you.
You threw me. You lied. Pegasus.
That's my name.
We broke into.
All because of you.
All because of you.
Accusing.
Pegasus. Just say it's true. Say it's true. I say it was you. I say it was you. You and I, we still could go.
We'll never go.
Say it, we'll be so higher, higher, and never too high, and never enough. Olympians, please make this box be gone. Almost winged Pegasus, and downward bound the marathon. Go on.
That's it. I bit.
Those are amazing. Your bosom choices are so hilarious. It's so fun. Did you have anybody like watching you while you're filming? Like, because the comedy choices, you have no audience. How did you know that any of it was funny? Was anyone giving you feedback?
No, I think now you just have an insight to my personal craziness.
It's so good. And by the way, Jose, you're totally channeling Billy Porter on To Me. I'm obsessed with that line reading.
I mean, that he was on the album, so like, yeah, maybe maybe I did it that way, just completely subconsciously, I guess.
It's such a tip of the hat. To Me.
To Me.
So we have so you have a half hour now. You have these 4 songs. So where are my favorites? There's a Land, which is such a crazy ass song that I'm obsessed with. When is that coming out, and who the hell's singing it?
That's in chapter 4, and it's not actually cast yet.
Yeah. Okay.
Except actually, I do know that Annie is going to be part of that.
Oh my God.
Because she sang that in the original.
Oh, I can't wait. And who's doing Sisyphus?
Daniel Breaker.
Oh. Wow. And when's that going to be? Chapter who?
That's chapter 2. We have some other opera stars joining us with Anthony Roth Costanzo, who was the lead in Akhenaten at the Met recently. And he's an amazing countertenor. And who else is in this? Well, some surprise people. I think I just got a very big star today that I'm waiting for confirmation, but I'm excited about it. And then Cheyenne Jackson is singing Hero and Leander in part 3.
Oh my God.
It'll be gorgeous.
I remember playing that in concert once for Brian Darcy James and not really practicing it. And Adam Gettle was backstage, and when I went backstage, he was basically pale and sweating because I was like, I'll just sort of make up these chords anyway.
And can we mention Take 6 while we're here too?
Oh my God, we saw them too. So they're like surrounded by everyone else. It's so cool. You talk about that. How'd you get them?
I just called. I feel like what's the harm? People can just say no, but I've gone to all sorts of people, and I have gotten some no's, but I've aimed very high.
What number? 1-800-TAKE-6? How do you even find them?
Well, I went. I asked who their manager was and called him. And the amazing thing about this number is it's a song that was cut from the album, so most people have never heard it. Lawrence sang it originally, and then Darius DeHaas replaced Lawrence in the show. And
great singers.
And it has a completely different groove in the original. It's all syncopated. It's like and I gave the track to Mark Kibble, who's the arranger for Take 6 and the top tenor. And he originally said that he would make an arrangement that would fit over the track. And so that's what I was expecting. And then, I didn't hear anything for a few weeks. And then he calls me and says, okay, here comes the arrangement. And it was completely straightened out. And I was like completely thrown for a loop. And I don't know if I can play this for Adam. What's going to happen if he hates it? And, we had 6 people working their asses off. And then I finally, after 6 hours of torturing myself, I sent it to Adam and I gave him this whole spiel. And actually, I sent him other things first. I sent him everything I knew he would love. And then just to butter him up. And then I said to him this one, I gave him this huge like disclaimer. And then I said, okay, so go listen to it. Then he like texted me, said, you must call me right now. And it's like, and then he said, don't change a note of it. It's fantastic. And so I was so relieved. And I think it's the one that sticks with me, maybe because it's the newest, version of anything. But listen to this when you do again, and realize that Mark Kibble, first of all, when he sent me the demo, it was him singing everything, all 6 takes, 6 parts, plus the 3 choral parts. And he didn't write anything down. This is all out of his head.
Wow.
And the group learned it completely by rote.
No. Ted, are you can you do that? I can't do that because I feel like I was talking to Anna Gas there. Like, we're such like classical nerds. Like, I have to have everything written in front of me. Like, can you learn by rote? Because I'm just like, I don't know. I can't hear. My ear is horrible. Can you learn by rote, or are we too strange?
I can. I started as a Suzuki violin student, so we learned by ear at first. But I'm still astonished that the complexity of that arrangement can be learned in the course of a day or two by these guys, and recorded and filmed. This song came in last. It came in just the last couple of weeks. So,
but I was totally fanboying last night because this album was like defined so much of like my like high school and college experience. I tried to sound like Take Six and listen to their harmonies. I was so incredibly like thrilled to hear them and speak to them last night.
Yeah, me too. I've just been listening to them for 20 years, since their very first album, before the one you just showed, Jose. And it's just a dream come true to be able to work with them.
I love the crazy bold choice of just presenting you something completely finished, a la Elizabeth Stanley.
Yes, there was no going back.
Very similar.
Very similar. All right, everyone go to mastervoices.org.
It's so good. Oh, wait, my final question is, like, can I also like download it? Like, I mean, without the video, like, is there gonna be like a separate where I can just listen to it?
Maybe. We haven't figured that out quite yet.
Okay, not an answer. Just like the Tony Awards. Elizabeth Stanley, any update on that? Still waiting.
No, but the longer I'm a nominee, then I don't have to be a loser potentially, so I'll take it. I like this long nominee time.
There you go.
Ted, it's like didn't you do Romance in Hard Times? Wasn't that your show too? Because Lilius just texted me. It reminds me of Lilius being pregnant for 2 years. It's like Elizabeth being a nominee for like 6 months. It's basically the same thing.
Lilius was in the very first version of Myths and Hymns too. The original cast for the first workshop was Adam, Audra, Lilius, and Billy Porter.
What a bunch of hacks.
I know, right?
It was more of an acting.
Doomed.
Exactly.
Acting ensemble.
All right, everyone. Thank
that was
you so
good.
much, Ted. Congratulations.
Thank you guys for having me.
It's beautiful. You know where to go. I'll put it up one more time. Mastervoices.org. Everyone, tomorrow, of course, as you know, Grey's Anatomy cast. Yes. And Seth, what are you going to play?
What am I going to play? I'll play these amazing chords.
Okay.
Let's see. Can I play this? Oh my God, already it's hard. Is that right? What? Is that right? No, that can't be right.
You should have asked Ted to play.
Do you have a piano there? It's so beautiful. This. That resounds so crazily.